I was crying to Pauline the first.
She did. She wanted to quit.
I was
said, girl,
done.
Listen. Hey love, thank you and welcome back to Loc Talk. Today I have a wonderful client, Jasmine. So we're just gonna be talking about her lock journey. So let's get it started. Let me lock the door, make sure nobody's busting in through here. Talking about, hey Karen, you wanna buy some food? So Jasmine, tell me about your lock journey. How did you get started with your journey? Basically, what did you transition from before locking your hair?
So I transitioned from a lot of different hairstyles only because I am a hairstylist.
Yes, she's a cosmetologist.
So I did so many different hairstyles, different hair colors. I did crochet, braids. I would make wigs and sew them down. I would do some straight hair, which was like flat iron, silk press. I did, I also had some kinky locks put in one time. So I did a lot of different hairstyles, and different hair colors, because I get bored a lot. So I think,
you know, as a hairstylist, I've never really had that experience. I mean, I did a lot of different styles to my hair, but I was never the one to like, oh, I'm bored, let me do this.
Yeah, I get bored, and so I want to switch it up and switch hair color and do all of that. And I've always added hair to my hair, so I was never the one to, you know, wear my own hair. And
was there a time where you did wear your own hair?
I did wear my own hair when I used to get it flat iron and a silk press, and I would just wear a bone straight with a straight cut. I never even really had curl to it. Okay. But that was before I had my daughter. And it seems like after I had my daughter, my hair thinned out, and so then I had to start wearing a lot of weave to, you know, make my hair look fuller, because I definitely am not a person that likes see-through hair. So I would wear a lot of weave, and I just got tired of doing that, you know, and having to figure out what I'm gonna do with my hair after I took the weave out. So I saw this lady. I went to a church function with a friend of mine that invited me, and I saw this lady with these long, beautiful locks, and I never even thought about Sisterlocks before I got Sisterlocks, honestly, because I never saw them where I lived most of my life in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. There's not a lot of Sisterlock people walking around. So, but I've always liked traditional locks, but I just, not on me. So when I saw someone with Sisterlocks in Atlanta at this church I went to, which happened to be Danny, which is her client, another one of Pauline's client, I fell in love with her hair, and I started doing my research, and she gave me her information, and it was pretty much over then. But I just wanted to start loving my own hair, you know. I wanted to love what God gave me instead of having to always put some hair in my head.
That seems like everybody, that's what everybody's saying. I'm tired. I just want to love me.
Love me. So it was a transition. I was turning 40, and I just said,
oh yeah, you did lock your hair for your birthday.
Yeah, I locked my hair for my birthday, and it was like, it was scary. It was very scary for me.
Why was it scary?
It was scary because I don't like the see-through hair. My hair was fine, very straight, very thin. I actually, when I came in to get my consultation with Pauline, I was like, oh, she's gonna tell me, girl, your hair is too straight, it's too thin. And I never had a problem with my hair with growing for length. I never had that issue, but I've always had the thinness. Because my hair is a fine texture. So I was just banking on her saying, oh no, you're not a candidate. But here I am. So I was a candidate, and happy about it, but I was definitely scared about the journey. You know.
So I remember for your 40th birthday, because you got your locks for your 40th birthday, and I'll show pictures of her beginning. But she was very like, oh my God, I cannot, I'm going out of town for my birthday. I cannot look like this.
Yes.
And she, I was like, she had the length. So I'm like, oh, just curl it. It'll be beautiful. She's like,
Yeah.
Because she's used to, when I met her, she's used to the big hair. She would wear like big wigs and big hair. So when she locked, you know, her hair is not, she doesn't have full hair. And then, of course, your first day of being locked is, you know, it's not big. Yeah,
it looks like, I looked like to me, it looked like I had little noodles, worms all over. I was like, what is going on?
Noodles.
Did I make
noodles? One of them kid shows. Noodles. You know, I have a friend of mine, her daughter calls them noodles.
That's exactly what I felt like they looked like, you know. When I first got them, I was just like, oh Lord. I said, Lord, did I make a mistake? Because I just paid this money, and I'm like, oh no. And you know, people around me, they know I like to switch up, so it was kind of, you know, questioning my decision as well. And I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna pray, and hopefully the end result, you know, comes out to what I think the end result is gonna be. But I was like, you know, told not to compare your hair to anybody's, you know, lock journey, because your hair is your hair. So I'm like, oh, I don't know.
So when you did for your birthday, you did end up going out for your birthday, and she had me braid her hair down so she could braid her locks down so she could put crochet over her locks.
Yes.
So tell them about that experience.
So yes, for my birthday, so that was for my 40th. I had got them in, but my birthday was coming up, and I got my locks, I want to say, in February. So I was like maybe 3 or 4 months in with my lock journey, and I wanted to look, you know, fabulous for my birthday. So I was like, I'm not really confident still, you know, with my hair. So she braided my hair down, and I ended up putting in some faux locks, which were some, you know, bigger locks. Well, they were smaller locks, but I normally would keep crochet in at least 3 or 4 weeks. Well, y'all, them locks came out maybe, I kept them locks in for a week because they were so heavy. And at that point, it was so weird. I really had gotten used to my own hair at that point, which was 3 or 4 month period after I had got my install. So I absolutely hated it, which is weird because I loved crochet. It was just too heavy, too much hair. And I just was like, you know what? I don't like this. When I took my hair down, I was relieved. And going into my 6 months, I absolutely fell in love more and more. I feel like after every retie, I fell in love with my hair more and more after each retie. So it was getting better. In that 6 months, I was loving my hair. And I didn't feel, you know, I felt confident. I didn't feel like I needed to add any hair at that point. But it did take me a minute, you know, from the beginning to really fall in love with my Sisterlocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have any setbacks with your locks, or?
So my setback was I didn't listen to Pauline's instructions.
Well, first of all, she came to her install appointment. We had the consultation, and I told her exactly what to do. She came to her install appointment. She had you blow dried your hair straight,
yes.
And I was like, "Girl, you doing too much." She's like, "But it's too kinky." I'm like, "That's how I like it.
Right.
Leave it kinky."
I don't know what was going through my mind. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but I was like, "Oh man," I was like, "Oh shoot." I wasn't supposed to blow dry, was it? She was like, "No," and I said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry." So I think you end up wetting the spray bottle.
Yeah, I had to wet it to get my curls back.
Right,
because I need to work with texture.
It was straight, but I don't know why I did that, Pauline. So anyway, I know through the process of locking your hair, you're not supposed to wet your ends every day. Well, you know, I have a straighter, curlier texture to my hair, which is fine. So my ends are curly, and my ends were not the best when she started the install because I really did need a trim.
I told her to go to get a trim because it was so straggly.
It was.
She trimmed about maybe 1 inch or maybe a half an inch.
Yeah.
An inch might be stretching.
I think I trimmed an inch.
I'm like, girl, you need a good 4 inches.
Yeah, and I didn't want to trim all of that. I wish I should have because we end up trimming it anyway, right? Like, I end up trimming more, actually. Maybe 3 or 4 months down the line, I end up trimming more because it was looking scraggly and it was just way too much hair out on my ends. So me, because I have to, you know, when I go out, I like to, you know, have my hair looking a certain way. I started to wet my ends, daily, so that I could get a curl back because it was very frizzy and they were kind of, you know, puffy, and I didn't like that puffy look. So me thinking it's okay, I'm wetting my hair every day to get the curl pattern back so that it can look, you know, presentable to me. And with doing that, my ends slipped more. Yeah. So that was a problem. And I got a little bit of bunching and slippage from that. I didn't start out with all of this color either. So that was another journey in itself. But my ends ended up slipping it, but you know, I never did correct it because I'm like, it is what it is. And you know, I get compliments for the curly ends, but you know, I really wish that I had listened and not wet my hair so much. And I feel like maybe it wouldn't be as you know, have all the curliness on my ends. Maybe my ends would have locked more. I don't know.
I mean, your hair would, because of her hair texture, she has a loose curl pattern, and because her hair is so soft, and with the curl pattern, any straightening she did caused it to loosen the curl pattern even more. So she did have some heat damage, and regardless, it just wasn't going to lock with heat damage anyways. So it's just like locking straight hair.
Yeah.
You know? But overall, I mean, her hair is beautiful. How long you been locked now?
I've been locked for 3.5 years almost.
Right. So at this point, like, her ends, because she colors and bleach and everything with her ends, at this point, it really may not lock.
Yeah, I've given up on that part.
Because with color, when you color your hair, whether you lock, loose, natural, or whatever it is, when you color your hair, it loosens your curl pattern. It straightens it. So she already has a loose curl pattern, so it straightens it even more.
Yeah.
So with the lock, it's just it's going against the grain. Her hair is trying to lock, but with the color, it loosens it, so it makes it more difficult for it to lock.
Yes.
And that's not the case with everybody's hair, but because of her hair and her pattern already, yeah, locking is going to be difficult.
Yes.
So that's why you see the curly ends, and like she said, she gets a lot of compliments because her ends are curly. It just won't lock. But hey, that's her hair. That's not going to be everybody's hair, because most people are locked in 3 years, and she's 3 years, you know, 3 years deep, and still.
Yeah, 3 years, going on 4 years in January. Actually, I'll be 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So. I don't know.
So what do you see you doing differently with your hair down the line? Like, I know you expressed wanting to cut.
I'm trying to decide on maybe cutting off my curly ends because they do get tangly. When I take my hair down, I do see shedding because my ends are still not locked. If they were fully locked, I wouldn't be going through the shedding and the tangleness of, you know, just trying to finger comb my hair out every day, you know, when it's time to take my hair down. So I may end up cutting them off. I'm not sure.
Not cutting off her whole locks.
Just cutting off the curly ends. Actually, probably cutting it up to the point where the hair is locked, so there will be no more curly ends, and it'll just look like locks. I want to do that, but I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know. I have been gradually cutting my ends because of the color, and you know, color is damaging. So I just have been, you know, cutting them as I see fit, and when it starts looking a little scraggly, I do trims on my ends. So I'm gradually cutting them, and I just feel like I don't see the full length of my hair as well, also because my ends are not locked, and they shrink up a lot more than people that have, you know, been locked all the way down. Their locks are locked from root to tip. I don't get to see the full length of my hair, and that's another thing I wish I could see. But, you know, because I didn't listen and because of the slippage.
And don't blame it all on you. Some of it is just your hair. That's just your hair
just my hair pattern.
You know? It's not going to, even if you did listen, you would still have curly ends. Just won't be as much.
Right.
Curly ends. And you can, you know, some of you guys will say, well, can you lock it? Yes, you can, but I personally love the curly ends. I want my hair like this, but it won't do it. It will open up when I cut in color, but, you know, after a while, it'll lock right back up. Like it, but it's because of my curl
pattern.
Curl pattern. So I have a tighter curl pattern, so it's gonna open up, but it'll lock right back up.
Yeah.
But it's funny how, you know, we always want what we don't have.
Exactly.
I look at her hair, I'm like, oh my God, because it reminds me of micro braids. Remember micro braids back then? Where you braided and then you have all the loose curly hair. I love that look. I love that look. If I had this, honey, you know, but she has it and she's like,
yeah,
I want my stuff locked all the way down to the end. Whereas for me, I'm like, I don't want my ends locked, but to each his own, right?
Right.
You locked your daughter's hair too. So.
I did lock her hair.
At what age did you lock your daughter's hair?
I locked her hair. She's been locked now almost going on 2 years. I locked it in November. So I want to say she is 16. I want to say I put her locks in when she was 14, 15, something like that. And she was dealing with the same issues. I used to actually silk press her hair a lot because she wanted to wear it straight. So she was dealing with the two textures. She's still dealing with a little bit of the two textures as well. And she loves her hair now, though. She's almost going on 2 years, but she still has the straight ends. So we gotta keep some type of pattern from it being, you know, from lock to like bone straight ends. We make sure that we do a braid outs a lot on her hair after I do her reties, so that she can have some type of pattern, curl pattern to her hair. But she absolutely loves her hair. Everybody, you know, they were like suspect about it when I first decided to lock. They're like, "Are you sure? Because we know you like to change, you know, switch up a lot." And I'm like, listen, I'm at this point, I've done all the hairstyles I can think of. I'm tired. So I don't see, I said I was going to give myself 10 years with locks and see how I felt when I turned 50, if I wanted to continue on, you know, with my locks. But as of now, I don't see a return in trying to, you know, deal with what am I going to do with my hair. I mean, this is the best thing that I really wish I knew about locks before I locked my hair, because I felt like, you know, I have some thin spots around my edges and stuff like that, but that's because of the pulling and tugging of crochet and braids and weaves. You know, all of those things I feel like damaged my hair follicles on my edges. So I don't think that will ever come back because of that. But I just feel like this was the best thing I could have ever did. I wish I would have did it when my hair was thicker, so that maybe I would have, you know, the thickness and the fullness that I did have before I started doing all of that other extra stuff to my hair. my daughter absolutely loves her hair, but she also did go through the transition of, you know, her hair looking thin on the ends, and that was because of the straightness and the straight hair. So we were...
Her hair is thick, though.
Yeah, her hair is thick now, but I gradually had to trim her ends as well because of the straight, you know, heat damage from flat ironing her hair for years. So she still has some straight ends to this day, but they are growing out. But just keep, you know, having her keep a little bit of her length. I just didn't want to do a big chop on her.
And you don't have to do a big chop if you have straight hair and you're considering locks. You can trim as you go. No big chop is needed. I know some people feel like, oh, I gotta cut my hair to get locks. No, you do not have to.
Yes.
At all.
So yeah, but I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. I try to get everybody that I know, that especially for people that are busy, you know, and they don't really have time for hairstyles and doing all of that. It's just like the perfect vacation hair. I mean, everyday vacation hair. You don't have to worry about and think about what you're going to do with your hair, and you know, you don't have to take products with you when you're on vacations. It's just so simple. It's a shake and go hair, you know, for me. So I love it. And
it's funny how a lot of my clients mention a lot of the same stuff, but because honestly, when you get locks, that's really what it does for you. You get that hair freedom, that self-love, that self-confidence. Yes. You know, so I know in some of these, and we do not pre-plan these talks. I just let my clients talk, just share their experience. And it's funny to me, it's interesting to hear a lot of them sound the same. Yeah. I wanted locks because of this. I got locks because of that. And at the end result is empowerment, self-love, self-care, self-confidence. Yes. So to me, it's interesting to see that, how when someone decides to change their lifestyle, the results you get from it. Yeah. Because locks are a lifestyle, you know, locks, it's a lifestyle. So it's not just something, just get this hair for, you know, 2 seconds here. I had to have some patience. It teaches you that as well. Patience? Yeah. Because it's a process. Yes. I know a lot of people start off with extensions. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? Do people think you have extensions because of your length? People do. They think I have extensions. Oh, is that all your hair? I'm like, yeah, it's all my hair. Well, first they don't know what they are. You know, I get questions about what are those. And then some people do know that they are locks, and they're like, oh, well, how long have you had them? You know, I get all types of questions, but yeah, definitely people do not think that this is my hair, for sure. So, I mean, I can see why they could be confused, because, I mean, there's so many options for extensions with all type of locks. You know, some people, you know, will do Sisterlocks extensions, or this extensions, or that extension. So I can see why. Yeah. People are thrown off sometimes because of what's out there. Yes. Not to say those who are starting off with extensions, there's anything wrong with that. You do you, you know. Did you guys notice how slayed this beauty is? Yes, she is actually my makeup artist, y'all. She does my makeup for any event that I do, my photo shoots. So if y'all seen me on my photo shoot all slayed, no, I did not wake up like that. I wish I did. No, but she does it. She does my makeup. She does a fabulous job. Thank you. She also does locks too. But she's, you know, really well known for her makeup and doing bridal hair and different things like that. So I will link her information below if anyone is interested or want to connect with her. But yeah, she does a little bit of everything. She's very talented. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, if you are thinking about locks, definitely do your research before you even get a consultation, because there's so much that goes into it. But I would say do your research, talk to some people that have locks, you know, about their journey, you know, if you know anybody that has them. But definitely pick your consultant very wisely. I just hear so many horror stories for you guys. Yes, and it's unfortunate. Locks. Yeah, and you know, these people are saying that they know how to do them, and they do not. I've had
a couple of clients come to me that thought, well, they knew something was wrong. They didn't know what, but they came to me and they were like, I don't think I have Sisterlocks. I'm like, you definitely don't. You have braids. And they pay the Sisterlock price. So I would say just do your research. Definitely look at their work. Like if you know, they should have some type of Instagram, some type of pictures, you know, that could show their work so that you can see and get referrals. That's the best thing for, you know, people that are deciding they want to get Sisterlocks. Referrals are the best because you can see that person up close and see their, you know, the person's work up close and in person, rather than pictures. To me, that's even better. So do your research. I will go to the Sisterlocks website to try to find someone in your area if you're thinking about it. But just do it. Don't be scared. Pauline has changed my life. That's all I can say. I always tell her that. She's definitely changed my life because of Sisterlocks, but also she trained me. And I was thankful and grateful. Mentored. Okay, she mentored me. Yeah, I took the class. She mentored me, but I'm the type of person that, you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a perfectionist. So if I know I'm going to do something, I want to do it with, you know, greatness. And I just knew when I saw her work, I'm like, oh man, can you just help me after I take this class? Because I knew that I would want to have more training on, you know, Sisterlocks, because it's a lot of work. So she was, you know, very nice enough to take me in and, you know, work with me side by side, you know, starting my first clients. And actually, she got me my first clients. So she has really, really helped me in my journey. And she's blessed my head. My hands have, you know, gotten more clients because of, you know, her helping me after I took the class, you know, just with all types of questions. So she is the one, and she's very patient with, you know, just teaching. She's very knowledgeable. I love her. Like, she's really actually just, again, changed my life as far as my career and everything. So I wish she was, you know, still taking more clients, but she's not. But again, like, you know, if you want,
I got a whole family.
Exactly. I
got a whole family, and believe it or not, I'm always constantly working on other things to expand my business. So this is why I just created YouTube, to just kind of help people as I go, because like I said, I can't touch everybody. And I know she said all those beautiful things, but that's not an advertisement for me to mentor, because not quite doing that as much. So yeah.
Well, I just had to share that because they don't know the reason why I decided to do locks because of Pauline and because of my hair. I just loved it so much. So I decided to do that, and it changed my life. But I just love them all together. I just feel like it's almost a community, which is crazy. It's a little inside, like, secret community when you become a part of the Loc family. It doesn't matter if you have Sisterlocks, Interlocks, you know, traditional. I mean, it's like a community, and people are encouraging towards one another. And it's just like, hey girl, you got locks. Hey, you know, you just secretly, when you see people out, it's just like you already have this type of bond, even though you don't know.
So you got locks and I'm staring at you. It's not because I'm just looking staring at you. I'm admiring your locks.
And you know that, you know, the person went through the same type of journey that you went through, you know. So it's some type of connection that you have with people, you know, you don't even know, that you just happen to see. And, you know, it's a conversation. It definitely is a conversation piece when you are out and about. It's a sisterhood to me, you know, and it's awesome to be a part of, you know, the Sisterlock community. So
I have a question for you. So what was the biggest difference that you saw from being a client to now being a consultant? Was it what you thought before getting into it?
Absolutely not. It was so much work that I was crying to Pauline the first.
She did. She wanted to quit.
I was, girl, done.
Listen, everybody see, and here's the thing. everybody see what you do and want to do it because they're looking at, oh, I can do that too. And you absolutely can.
Yes, you can.
But the work that goes into it, you feel like a lot of people are like, ooh, Sisterlocks, if you do Sisterlocks, you'll make money. Honey, the stuff that your body goes through for that money,
horrible. It's horrible. It's
I don't know if y'all noticed, but there are a lot of consultants quitting left and right.
Yes.
Most of the time because it is tasking on the body. Mentally, physically. She went from being a regular cosmetologist doing all types of hair to doing Sisterlocks.
Yeah.
And you can just, and most people who are beauticians or hairstylists that goes from being a hairstylist and doing locks, they say the clientele is totally different.
Yes.
Not every client is for you, and not every consultant is for you. That's why you just gotta vet people out to see if you're a good match. Because a lot of people, ooh, I want to do this. I want to do what you do. I want to do locks because I'm trying to make some money. Y'all, it's really, I don't do this for the money.
No.
I do not do it for the money because, honey, if it was just for the money, I'd have been gone.
Yeah.
I would have been gone. But I really enjoy what I do. I really love transforming the lives of my clients. I love when I'm done and my clients like, ooh, I'm back, baby. I'm back. That confidence. I love helping people to love themselves.
And so with that being said, everything she said was the reason why I love doing locks. But because I always did hair and always did makeup, well, not always did makeup, but you know, I did makeup and hair before I even started doing locks. It's all a part of self-love, and I just love, you know, the confidence people get after they get their makeup done or they get their hair done. Just like she said, it just makes me feel good, you know, bringing the, you know, outer beauty, I mean the inner beauty out, you know what I mean, with what I do. So it's very rewarding. But far as, you know, being a consultant, again, like she said, it's so much work.
It's a lot of work.
Back, my feet, my legs, all of that. It's a lot of work, and I didn't think that I was going to be doing locks after my first my first actual install. That Pauline, I stood side by side with her, and we did together. I said the first day I went home crying, and I literally never felt a pain like I felt. Not because
That's a different type of
it's
pain.
a different type of pain. I'm telling y'all, because I had been standing up for years doing hair and makeup, but it was not the same type of pain. Okay, my back, my lower back, it was really bad, and I just had to pray that night, and I went home and I cried because I really thought I made a bad decision because that was a lot of money to, you know, spend to take the class. It was a lot of money. And Pauline said, Jazz, just go ahead. If you don't want to do it, just at least make your money back. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my money back. And it got better. It got better. I still have to take days off in between.
Self-care.
Yeah, in between my installs because of, you know, the pain. But it got better. In every install, it got better. I got faster. And with her help, you know, just with little questions here and there, you know, things started working out for me. And, you know, I have a pretty decent clientele. I'm still building a little bit now. But you know, I love it. I do makeup still here and there when I can, because the clientele, it takes up a lot of your time. It's hard to even do regular hair, you know, a wash and go. And I can't do that because a lot of my time, you know, when you're with a lot client, you're with them for hours, not just, you know, a wash and go. It's not like a hour and a half style at all. So you have to take time and carve out that time. So yeah, now that's all I do. But you know, sometimes I wish I could, you know, fit a style here and there, but I can't. It's just too much work. So,
and I will do another video just to locticians, consultants, just to just to you specifically, because a lot of times we get into the field, we get into the career, and it's not what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
And so, and a lot of people want to give up. And I get it. I've been in this business almost a decade now, and I've had plenty of times where I'm like, I ain't doing this no more. I'm done. I need to find something else to do because I ain't doing this no more. Because if you do not take the time out to take care of yourself,
yes,
you will burn out.
Yes.
And burnt out is so real in this industry, it's ridiculous. Like, you will burn out if you do not pace yourself. And in the beginning, you're just so excited to get clients, you're taking clients, you're taking clients, you're taking clients, and then you don't realize, wait,
right,
I don't have room for all these people. Then you feel bad and you try to squeeze people in, and people looking at you like, I ain't going nowhere else. And people start relying on you. Like, it's a lot.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And as beauticians or locticians or hairstylists, we're here to serve. You really are. We're here to serve. And we can over-exhaust ourselves. Yes. We can overserve. We can do this because we're trying to take care of you, but then we also want to take care of ourselves. But then it's a whole lot. But yeah, it's just,
that's a whole nother segment.
That's a whole nother segment. That's all. Like I said, that's why I said I will do something separately just for locticians. I'll probably get all my clients who are locticians together, and we can probably do a panel and talk about that, because it's so many people that go into it, and it's like you get trained on the skill, but the mentality, the everything else that goes that will be helpful for it isn't there. You know what I'm saying? So I got y'all. But I will definitely link Jasmine's information below so you guys can link up with her. And once again, you guys, thank you so much for being faithful to my channel, for liking and sharing and subscribing and making comments and let me know how much you guys enjoy these Loc Talks, enjoy my content. I truly appreciate you guys. I really do. But don't worry. I love to show people how grateful I am. So I got a lot of things coming up for you guys. So wait for